In this video, I'll show you how to integrate Shopify with GoHighLevel. So this used to be pretty simple, but now there are a few more technical steps that you will need to take, but I'll walk you through all of them, and if you just follow along, I won't take it too quickly, so just follow along and then you will have set it up. First, go to Settings in your Shopify store and go and click on Apps. Now click Develop Apps and then Build Apps in Dev Dashboard. That will redirect you to this environment. Now click Create App. Now give it a name so that you can recognize it later, for example, Example App, and then click Create. Now we will see this. So here we can set the settings for our app, and there's a few things you'll need to do. First, here we have this URL. We're just going to change this to https localhost/new-install. This will make more sense later. This is not your URL, but just change it to this right here. Now for now, make sure that embed app in Shopify admin is turned off. Then in access, we need to select our scopes. Now here for the scopes, we need to add a few scopes. So click select scopes and first type in orders. Select read all orders, read orders, and write orders. Next, search for product and then enable read products. And do the same with customers, search for customer and then do read customers. Finally do inventory and then do read inventory, click done, and those are the scopes you want to add. Then we don't need optional scopes. Then for redirect URLs, this is pretty important. Go ahead and type in this HTTP localhost, just like this. Now click on release and click on release. So the app is now created. Now if we go to settings, here we have a client ID and a secret ID, and we will need these later when actually getting the admin API access token. So for now you don't have to copy this, just know that it's right here under settings in your app. So let's go back to home right here, and now here in the top right click on install app. Then select your store. Here it will say this app hasn't been reviewed since we just created it, but go and click on install. That will install the app, and now you will see this. So this site cannot be reached, localhost refused to connect. Now this is actually what's supposed to happen. Now just open up a node and we will need to create a URL that we have to visit. The first part needs to be https and then your .myshopify.com domain name. To find this, open up your Shopify settings and go to domains, and here you should find your Shopify domain. So simply copy the entire domain right here and paste that in. Now make sure it actually matches right here. So just like that, we now have this part. Now another slash and then admin, then /auth. Just type this out and then authorize. Then add a question mark and next type in client _ID and then is. Now go and open up the app on Shopify, so your development app, and here if we went to settings, remember we had our client ID. Go ahead and copy this and paste that in at the end right here after client ID. Now type in one of these icons, so an end icon, then type redirect _URI is, and then basically the URL we added as a redirect URL, so you can find that by opening up your app version, and then we will have a redirect URL, which is this right here, so http localhost. Go ahead and paste that in right here. Now I'm just going to type it so that it actually matches, is http localhost. Make sure that matches exactly what it says for you here. Now copy the link we've created and open it up in a new tab and search for it. Now it will say again this site cannot be reached, but now we have something else. Copy the URL you get here, go back to Google Docs and paste that in under the previous one. Now what we need here is where it says HMAC and then the end icon, just click enter so that that's on a separate line. And then right here we have this piece of code. This is the piece of code that we are actually going to need. So right here, just make sure you have this part right here. So after your code is, and then until and HMAC. That part right here that starts with CE and ends with D5 for me, just put that separately right here. Now we are going to need to use this tool right here called Postman. Now I'm just going to walk you through this. You can use this completely for free. Click sign up for free. I'm not affiliated with them, but here click sign up with Google. Choose your Google account and just gonna sign into this tool called Postman. Now just go through the onboarding here and then click continue with free plan. Now continue. Now here just type in whatever and that will take you to the actual tool. Now this can look a little bit difficult, but it isn't too difficult. So what we're going to do is click new and then select HTTP. Then here instead of get, set it to the second option, which is post. Now here we need to type in the following URL. HTTPS, then your store URL. So for me this part right here, paste that in. Then /admin /OAuth /access _ token. And then here you have your query parameters. We're going to need to add a few of these. So first here under key, type in client _ID. Then for the value, we're going to take our client ID, which again you can find within settings. So copy that, then go to Postman and paste that in value. Next, we're going to add a client secret. So type in client _secret. This is basically like your password. So you're the only person that has access to this. You can see it here, secret. Go and click copy and paste that in here. Now don't show it to anyone else like I am. I am not actually going to use this, so for me it doesn't matter. And then the last thing we need to add is here type in code. Now open up the Google Doc and then this part that we saved earlier. Now with this piece of code, it usually only works for a few minutes, so we may need to redo that, but you now know how it works. You just go to this URL and then you get a full link and you then take the piece of code. But let's try it right here. So click send. And then for me it says bad request. That means it took me too long to install everything and all that stuff. So I'm just going to do this again. Take this URL, paste that in. That is going to return a different URL. Simply paste that in here and then under code right here. And then before the end HMAC, we have this. Paste that into the code right here. And again, go and click send. Now we were much faster, so now it should work. And I had to actually try one more time, but now here we have our access token. So here just go and copy this part, and the scope here is the scopes we set earlier. So we now have our admin API access token. Now go to GoHighLevel, click settings, and here go to integrations. Now under Shopify, click connect, and then here paste in the API access token. Now for your URL, again take right here what's before the dot and paste that here for your store name so that it's https your store name.myshopify.com and click next. Now we can import the elements we need. I'm going to import contacts, orders, transactions. Now if you want to import products, you also want to go ahead and add read inventory, then I'll do collection and click next. Then click save right here. And now it's successfully updated with the sync settings. You can now see the integration health right here. You can see what's working, what's not. So now you know how you can integrate Shopify with GoHighLevel. If this video was helpful, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to my channel. With that being said, I will see you in the next video.